Mothership RPG is a sci-fi horror game played by adults and contains content intended for a mature audience. The game addresses dark and difficult themes that may be uncomfortable or upsetting to some viewers. Please use caution when viewing, and be sure to take a break from the game if you feel the need.
It's been roughly a week since the small crew of the research vessel S5 Almeida intercepted a faint signal of an emergency beacon during a routine research mission near the edge of the Epsilon or Donny system. Now, generally, these kind of emergency beacons just scream trouble, right? Not to mention paperwork. But yet somehow you intercepted the vessel, the odds of which Dr. Sullivan calculated at 170 billion to 1. But before you even had a chance to discuss the scientific and moral merits of responding to the Mayday, your ship's course brought you within hailing distance. Shit. Survivors. Now, any other crew might have pushed on, leaving the unfortunate souls of their cosmic fate, but as Auditor Horn would quickly point out, your contract with the University of Idalia Minor specifically addresses your legal, not to mention financial obligations to respond to emergency beacons, especially when human life is at stake. Now, after a detailed review of said contract, specifically subsection 14-7, there was no denying it. And so the captain of your ship, a well-respected veteran of the Colonial Marines named Captain Gump Worsley, took the ship in to lend aid. The source of the distress signal you quickly discovered was a battered Green Star Halo escape pod plagued by failing life support system and filled with refugees, haggard, desperate, reeking of fear. They spoke of some sort of a disaster, their voices trembling with half-whispered warnings of things that they couldn't or wouldn't fully explain. Captain Worsley assured the refugees that they'd be okay, provided them with food and water, and charted a course for the next spaceport, Hardlight Station. A tiny corporate-run outpost owned and operated by Nakatomi Solutions Inc. As good a place as any, I suppose, and with a little luck, maybe there'd be some sort of reward for your good Samaritanism. An hour ago, you arrived at the station, your captain's good nature having been rewarded with a sudden and serious illness that rendered him all but unconscious. Upon docking, you handed off the refugees to station authorities, who assured you, when you asked them about the possibility of the reward, that they'd look into it. Your captain was quickly quarantined along with some of the refugees, leaving the rest of you to wander the station after being discharged with no signs of the illness that befell your pilot. At least not yet. A low-level corporate bureaucrat assigned you an escort, more of a chaperone, really, upon your arrival, and you were quickly introduced to a military type by the name of Mark Custer. Everywhere you look, the station is festooned with Christmas decorations, tinsels, blinking lights, gaudy holographic snowmen, and overly cheerful Christmas carols set on repeat over the intercom system. You realize that it's Christmas Eve. Nearly everything in the station is closed, and the Nakatomi Christmas party is underway in the atrium. That brings us to the present. Okay, we're all caught up now. The lift stops abruptly, and the heavy elevator doors slide open to reveal a grand atrium buzzing with holiday cheer, a garish Yuletide spectacle, complete with festively glowing bulbs and of red and green, bio-adjacent fir tree replicas adorned with gaudy gold and silver ornaments. And a holographic Santa Claus gives a hearty, oh, 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 every time the elevator door opens. As you take your first few steps into the atrium, an attractive server, dressed like a Christmas elf, hands you a bubbling flute of champagne, wishes you a happy holidays, and disappears into the crowd. Groups of partygoers mingle throughout the space. There's a conspicuous conference table that's been converted into a smorgasbord of holiday treats, what appears to be an eggnog fondue fountain, and other typical festive finger foods of unknown origins. A three-piece band plays unobtrusive Christmas standards from a mezzanine overlooking the party. With champagne in hand, I would like each of you, I'll call on you one by one, to describe what the partygoers see as you enter the atrium. Give us a little bit of a glimpse into what you're thinking at this moment upon seeing this grand display of holiday cheer. And I would like to let's start with Jessie Horn.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Jessie Horn steps into the atrium, she has a pretty severe short bob cut haircut. She has the no nonsense sort of stature, almost businesswoman, career woman. She kind of has a little clipboard out at all times, taking some notes and stuff. She looks a bit harried, and she's going to be like trying to beeline for what she believes to be the quietest corner to call her wife to explain what the holdup was, and that we had to rescue these refugees and blah 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 blah. So and just like ignoring the decorations, could not care less.
Absolutely. You look around and you can see that there is in this grand atrium a communications module that would allow you to record an audio message that would then be beamed upon the next batch. Usually they're sent out in batches, but it could be beamed back to wherever your wife is living at this time, which might be Earth or it might be somewhere completely different. But nevertheless, you'd be able to do so.
Absolutely. That's what I'm doing.
All right. So as you kind of scurry off to do so, we'll go over to Dr. Graham Sullivan.
Yeah. So you would see Dr. Sullivan is kind of a early 40s, looks just tired, scruffy guy, kind of average height and build. And he's, looks like he could probably clean up a little bit more to go to a party, but the uniform was good enough, and he's just excited to be off of his ship and able to get a drink and kind of try to unwind a little bit.
Yeah. The champagne kind of burns as it goes down, and I'm not sure if Graham is Dr. Sullivan, I should say, is much of a connoisseur of drink, but the champagne is actually quite good here. Gives you a little bit of that little bubbly in your chest. You kind of let out a little burp off to the side. That brings us next to T3R, our android unit.
Tyr will follow Dr. Sullivan, exiting and entering the entire room. The average build doesn't want to, never like to stand out. Think in the sense of like clean cut enough to not be noticed by, say, a minor or to not be noticed by like richer folks, but like right in between that whole like blue collar and kind of not look all the time. And he walks over to that eggnog fountain, just kind of puts a finger in, and humans are strange.
As you dip your artificial finger into this fondue fountain, this woman that is just dressed to the hilt, she's got a gray suit on, a very narrow tie tied very tightly around her neck. Her hair, this sort of like platinum pixie cut, comes over and says, "If you could please keep your hands out of the fondue. Oh, we're gonna have to disinfect. Oh my God. Oh, please keep your hands out of the food unless it's on your plate or in your mug. Happy holidays." And she scurries off to go find somebody. At this point, we see, well, I'll let you tell us what we see, Mark Custer, as you saddle up to these individuals that you've been assigned to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I know we met early on, and when you met me the first time, I was in my jumpsuit with all of my equipment and things like that, but I didn't want you to feel too uncomfortable. So I show up in a tank top that doesn't exactly suit my body type because I'm pretty lean. I've got some musculature. I'm sort of like bicyclist lean. And I've got a nice crew cut with a bit of silver fox to my hair, wearing some camo pants. I've got my security jacket, not my jacket, my shirt open over, my tank top. Everything's fine. I just want everybody to enjoy their visit here. I do have my body cam on. I've got it's attached to my radio, and I've got my, my utility belt and things like that. But it's just, I'm always on duty kind of for these sorts of things. And how's everyone? Yeah, I saw you put your finger in the fondue there. You probably don't want to do that a whole lot. Everybody doing okay? Good.
With the question, I mildly eye his body cam, and I'm holding my finger up with the eggnog, and the woman's walking away. I'm mildly confused, but again, humans. I'm just kind of blankly stare at him, just kind of deadpan.
Custer, you would know that the woman who kind of was flustered by the despicable display of fingertip stuff in the eggnog fondue is none other than Priyanka Bakshi, who is really the party planner of this entire thing. And she has been working on this holiday party almost for the last 6 months or so, getting everything in place. You know that there's to be some speeches made there. The food has been specially imported and or grown in nearby agricultural outposts to bring specially for this event. And you know that she's a high stress kind of individual, highly motivated.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyre. I don't know if you really don't want to excite the hostess, because she can struggle with anxiety and stress a little bit when it comes to these things. I mean, it's her whole gig,
Good to know. She confused me, but I will admit when I'm wrong. Should not have stuck my finger in your food.
Hey, do you want here? Well, look at this. And I'll ladle a cup, and I'll hand it to you. This
I understand the mechanics and the engineering behind it.
Oh, nice. I hadn't considered it to be an engineering feat.
Yeah, most things are.
You got to try some of these little sandwiches. These little sandwiches are great. He's just over there like stuffing his face.
Just going ham.
Station food is like a little bit better than ship food,
What was the manager's name again? The party planner?
Priyanka Bakshi. Dr. Sullivan, as you're piling these small sandwiches onto a plate, your mouth full of some sort of a synthetic roast beef-like material that tastes, it's absolutely delicious. But you know that it's definitely not real roast beef. That would be far too expensive, even for Nakatomi. They would never give that to the workers. And as you look around, you can see that there are all sorts of people here. It's this cavernous space. Above you, you can see these almost like thick viewing windows that are likely digital reflections of what's outside to give the effect of being able to look out into space. But it's just this beautiful display of the stars and maybe a ship having just left the station flying off. You can see that there's this massive artificial Christmas tree that stands about 20 feet tall, and it shimmers with these spinning holographic ornaments and snowflakes that fall down from the ceiling. And even every once in a while, you see the Nakatomi Solutions Incorporated logo kind of spin as if the angel at the top of the tree itself. You can smell mulled cider. There's sort of like this artificial pine scent that's being pumped in through the aerators. Christmas music playing.
Yeah.
I love these. This is one of the best things about living here.
They really go all out on this station.
Yeah, I mean, we're all the way out here. We might as well enjoy our time,
And it's true. Almost the entire station is here. You've got off-duty security personnel, which Mark, you would know or be at least familiar with. There are station workers that are still in their greasy overalls, laughing and swapping stories over mugs of cider. There's a couple of corporate types in their tailored suits, not unlike the planner, Priyanka, and there's even a group of children. There's not many children on the station, but you see a small group of children that they're running around chasing each other between tables and laughing. Now, Mark, that the children have been a bit of a thorn in the side of your supervisor, Al Powell, who is concerned about some of the graffiti around the station, and the fact that some of them he believes are living inside the walls of the station. He doesn't have any evidence to prove that they are, but he's got a hunch that there's at least some sort of a children's fort somewhere, and he's determined to find it. It's about this time as Dr. Sullivan is carrying this plate of sandwiches over to you that you see a somewhat familiar face, maybe not someone that you know very well, Mark, but it is Sergey. And you know him to be the chief engineer. He's kind of this gruff, muscular fellow. He's got this wild salt and pepper beard. His overalls that he's got on are grease stained, and his left arm is cybernetic. That's how you kind of recognize him. Yeah, Sergey, the cybernetic arm guy. He walks over and says, "Well, you've got quite a plate of sandwiches there. You gonna share any with the rest of us?" It's not like Santa's bringing any more sandwiches. Oh,
Try one. They're great.
Don't mind if I do. He grabs one.
Serge knows Priyanka's goods are good. Yeah.
Well, she knows how to throw a party. Am I right, Mark? I mean, you've been here what, a year, maybe 2? How long have you been here, Mark?
Yeah, a year and a half, give or take. I lose track of time anymore. I just try to forget about all that.
Well, you haven't been fired yet, so that's a good sign, huh? And he pats you on the back a little bit harder than you expect from his cybernetic arm.
Yeah, Serge, I never asked you if you were in the military.
Oh, me? No. Nope, I got flat feet, kept me out. Yeah, no, I'm just a grease monkey. I like to fix stuff.
Oh, you do. You see, how long have you been here?
I've been here over a decade.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this place has gone to shit.
Well, don't tell these people that. I mean, it's a nice party.
Oh, you don't live here. Who are you?
No.
Who are these people? Your friends of yours, Mark? Come to visit ya.
Yeah, you could say that. We're friends, right? This is the doctor, and this is Leslie.
Miss Horn, thank you.
Yeah. And this is here. Yeah.
Good to meet you, sir.
Yeah, we're just enjoying the party.
I will awkwardly shake his hand a little too hard, right as the introductions are going out.
Oh, tough one, yeah. He looks at you for a minute. Aha, you're a synthetic. I can spot them. I can spot them. But don't worry, I won't say anything. I won't tell anybody.
I've learned to live with it.
Miss Horn, I have a question for you. Outside of game, you had mentioned, and I was thinking about this. When you walked into the space, did Jesse feel like sort of overwhelmed by what was going on with all of the festivities? You kind of like went over in the corner, that kind of thing.
I think that's a little bit. There's a lot with the sights and smells and sounds. So I think a little bit of going to record a message for her wife is also to just like extricate herself, give herself some time to also go over maybe some of her notes about her time with her fellow shipmates and what's been going on. Try to condense it into a report, that sort of thing. But she will be coming back to join up with them.
Okay, let's do this. Let's get our first roll, because why the hell not? Yeah. When you walked initially into the place, let's get a fear check. You got just kind of like washed with a little bit of uncomfortableness, and I feel like that would be a great opportunity to do a fear check.
Okay, so that's the percentile dice, or the
D100. You're rolling.
Right?
Yep, you're rolling D100, and Jesse Horn's fear stat is 37, so you're trying to roll below a 37.
Okay.
And that's a 7. Yeah. So you whatever you do to like with getting in the booth to kind of calm yourself down worked very well.
Perfect.
Nice job.
Oh, cool, collected. So that's why she's not worried about the name being wrong.
He gets the names wrong of everybody, this one. Isn't that right, Tony? That was a joke, Mark. That was a joke. You got the sense of humor, don't you?
I do. But I don't get names wrong all the time.
Well, Colonel Custard, it's great to meet you. It's been great to...
It's Custard. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
It's okay. You know what? Custard, I prefer it. I'll just be honest about it. I'm not super proud of my heritage, so we'll go with that.
Look, I gotta get going, but it is really good to meet you, Leslie, and Sandwich Guy, and Synthetic Fella. If you need anything, the name is Sergey Velkov.
Right.
What are they going to need, Serge?
We don't know.
Okay. If we need anything from you, then
it's just a
I'm out of a job.
It's just a phrase, you know. You just kind of say it to people to be nice.
I know.
I really probably wouldn't have much to offer. I will take one of those sandwiches though. And he pulls another sandwich off of the doctor's plate.
You should try the nog.
I heard someone put their hand in it.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it.
Right.
He walks away.
I gather the other three around. This is what I'm saying. You know, things get around fast, right? Stick your finger in one eggnog, and then the whole station knows about it.
As he walks away and the statements made, I look to Dr. Sullivan and Miss Horn. Like, one man said party was good, and the other man said the party was not. Again, I'm confused by you all, and I walk over and grab like 4 cups of mulled cider and bring them back and hand them out to everybody, still looking confused.
Well, I say if it's got free booze, it's a great party.
Does the eggnog have booze in it?
Yes, I sensed it.
Okay. I'm just holding 2 drinks.
Whether it's intended or not, it seems like a weird alcohol. I would assume one of your human traditions was to spike the drink. Is that the right term?
Yeah, that's exactly the right term. When I was back in the Corps, it was no big deal. But you get older, you know, you got to keep on your toes. Like Serge said, I still got my job, and I tend to keep it.
So let me ask you. Let me ask each of you: is there anything that you want to do while you're, other than sort of engage in the revelries? Is there anything that you would like to interact with in this space? There are people. There's potential information. There are things that you could do. Anything that you'd like to do? I guess I'll start with. We'll just go around the table. Anything is open. So, Dr. Sullivan, is there anything that you would be particularly interested in doing? You've got bands playing. You've got people. There's a group of men playing some sort of a game. There are people going over and getting photographs taken together in a photo booth. All kinds of things that you would find at a party. Is there anything that the Dr. Sullivan would be interested in?
He'll just be kind of walking around with his food, kind of bobbing his head, and you know, he'll walk over to the group of guys playing some, see what kind of game they're playing.
It looks like they're playing poker, like just some sort of a five card stud sort of game. Pretty basic. They seem to be having a good time. You overhear one of them telling a story about the janitorial staff here who happened upon a rat. Now, it's not unheard of that there might be rats in some of these stations. They get transported around just like they have anywhere else on board cargo ships and the like. But one of them said, you know, I think that rat had something wrong with it. It looked sick. It looked weird. I don't know if maybe, Dr. Gennaro was doing some sort of weird experiments on vermin, you think, Harv? I don't know. I mean, they're doing high-level medical research is what I understand. I don't know if they're doing research on rats. I mean, who does research on rats anymore? That's so like 2452, you know? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, the janitorial guy, he said it looked like it was sick or something, but they never caught it. Scurried away into the vents.
Well, we're I'm gonna look around and in the room, seeing everybody being busy with their revels and all that fun stuff. Find some sort of computer terminal out of eye shot, like maybe off to the side, quiet. And I want to start searching or try and get into one of the computers and start pulling out some data.
Okay.
Without being seen as best as I can.
All right. So there are some computer terminals. There's some computer terminals here for sure. They're the kind that are likely used for kind of low level comms, public access types of things. But you've got some skills. Your Android and your training have given you some skills. So what kind of information are you trying to get access to? Let's start there.
I would like all the information and location data on the pod that came on through, or the specifically the. I don't know how much I should say out loud. That's the thing, because we're like stuff you sent me.
Well, that sounds suspicious as hell.
I know. I'm sorry. Suspend belief, everyone.
No, it's fine.
Didn't hear any of this from Tier.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
That pod number, the ID number that I have.
So you
that information.
Yeah. So basically, you're able to log in. It's a pretty at this terminal. It's just a standard username password to log in. You don't have either of them, but you are crafty enough I think you have some hacking skills. Is that true?
Hacking, mathematics, linguistics. Ugh. My character does. I obviously don't.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I would say that given sort of the vibe here, no one's really paying a whole lot of attention to you at this point. You log in, you're able to bypass the very mundane security features of this public access computer, and you're looking specifically for information on TS7-9964.
Correct.
Yep. And you are able to pull up some information after a couple of minutes. The rest of you kind of watch as Tier goes off to take care of whatever they're taking care of. Maybe they're also communicating back home with family. You don't know.
Grandmama needs a message.
That's right. You gotta say Merry Christmas to Grandma. You cannot forget. That would be horrible. So you get on there and you bypass the initial mundane security protocols, and you access some information. It starts to the words just kind of start to appear on the screen, and there's kind of scrolling up. It looks like there's a fair amount of information on the craft itself. It was an emergency pod, as I mentioned in the introduction. A Halo escape pod built by Green Star Logistics, which is a pretty well-known corporate entity. And it was filled with a number of refugees, which you already know. You saw them. You engaged with them to some extent, or maybe you didn't, but at least your pilot, Captain Gump Worsley, did. And I mean, we all know where that landed him. He's in the goddamn med bay right now, puking his guts out, sicker than a dog, barely conscious. But you do find a little bit of information. And the one piece of information that sticks with you is that there was they believe that there was some sort of a contagion on board. And all of the individuals who came into contact or who were on the ship have been quarantined along with Gump. And they are being held in the med bay facility.
With that information, can I pull up a schematic of the station, where we're going, or know where I may be going?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, there would be a sort of like an informational program that allows you to look for, like you can search for things at the station itself. So yes, absolutely, you could bring up a schematic of that. And actually, I have a schematic here that I'll let me bring this into play here for you guys. Let's see. I'll put that into the Owl Bear, and let's see. I'll bring it up for folks here as well. All right. So you guys are in the atrium, right? Right here.
No, noise. Yeah, yeah.
And the med bay is right here. The docks where your ship, which by the way is mortgaged to the hilt, in need of repairs. Of course, a lot of that is on you guys to maintain, and that might be something that Jesse Horn, the auditor, the third-party auditor who's joined your crew, may be taking notes on and keeping track of and wondering why those repairs haven't been made. This is property of Idalia Minor, the University of Idalia Minor, who you are under contract with. So, I mean, come on, guys, let's get cracking on some repairs, right? Unfortunately, you haven't had a whole lot of high-paying gigs lately. So that's hampered you a little bit. But anyways, so you are in the atrium here. The med bay is down here. So you do get a sense of where that is. Now, as you are accessing this, the other screen that has the information on the Halo pod, the Green Star pod that you were looking up, flashes green and goes black. And you see an access denied signal that comes up on the screen.
With that, I'll immediately drop all connections back out and step away from the console.
Okay.
I'll walk over to Dr. Sullivan with my drink, my undrinkable drink, because why? And I'll just try to, look non-conspicuous as an android would.
Mm-hmm. What about Jesse Horn? Is there anything that Jesse would like to do with this space?
I think Jesse wants to find some older women who look like pretty gossipy and like they would know everything about what's going on. I mean, hopefully they're playing a game.
True source of info.
Exactly, right? Straight from the source.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Looking around, you can see that there's I will call it a gaggle of older women who are over in a corner, and they look like maybe they had some level of engagement with making some of the food. Like they look like they're staff. They work here, right? And they've got aprons on, and they're sort of like looking around at things. One of them, it looks like she's asking for trying to bum a cigarette from one of the other ones as she's like holding out a pack of some sort of space smoke. But yeah, they're over there, and it looks like they're bringing out a couple more crock pots, high-tech crock pots filled with hot dish of some sort.
Goodness. So yeah, Leslie will
That Midwest term.
Yeah.
Jesse will go over there and say, "Hello, ladies.
Hello. A new face.
Fine.
Oh, thank you. Oh, shoot.
Oh, well, it seems like you might be out of smokes, and I'll pull out space menthols. That's
ooh.
That is free.
So would you, is it too much to say we should go on a smoke break? I'd love to get to know you and...
Yes, of course. I was just about to take a break. Let's go. 1 second. She brings the crock pot over, sets it down, takes out this metal spoon and kind of stirs it up. And the best thing you can tell is there's a lot of cheese in there, and maybe some mashed potatoes. There might be something looks like green beans. You're not sure. And it looks like there's kind of this crusty, almost tater tot like casing around the top as she kind of crunches through it, stirs it up a little bit. All right. Well, that looks good. Let's come on, dear. Let's go have a smoke.
Yes. Okay.
So you go out to there's a little smoking like kiosk, and the doors open, and just the smoke kind of like tries to billow up, but is sucked in by the negative pressure. And you walk in, and it's kind of hazy. And there's a slick looking fella who is obviously lit up. He's definitely lit up. And he's standing there smoking a cigarette. Well, hello, ladies. Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm very new to the ship, so.
Well, yes, you are. Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce myself. Just take it easy, Harry. She just got here. No problem. I'm just trying to be nice, Bertha. He takes a drag of his cigarette, and he says, so who are you? Well, we'll get to that, Harry. Give her a chance. And she takes out a lighter and lights your cigarette for you as you take a pull.
Oh, thank you so much, Bertha. You're so kind. I'm Jesse Horn. I came on the recent ship. I work. I'm a third-party kind of auditor, so I'm sure they're happy I'm not around them right now.
You're not here to audit us, are you?
No, not yet, at least.
Oh, the things you would find, dear. The things you would find. But, you know, I don't know if you heard about these refugees that came in recently, but I did have, you know, a little bit of a hand in helping to rescue them. You know, I mean, it's what I do. You know, I make these kind of decisions, and well, you know, now we've saved some lives, and that's what we do here at Nakatomi Solutions. Let me introduce myself, and he takes another pull, and he reaches out his hand to shake yours. Harry Ellis, executive. Very nice to meet you.
Oh, a pleasure. I didn't think I would meet someone so high up on the food chain as well.
Well, VP of sales got to get a smoke break every once in a while too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So where'd you come in from? I don't think you've been around here.
Oh no, not here before. I came in on the S5 Almada. Is that my ship?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just intercepted some cargo and just ended up here, I think. We're trying to see if we're going to get paid for it, but no word yet.
Oh, everybody's looking to get paid. Am I right? I mean, you know, I'm in sales, so I kind of get it, right?
Well, I don't know if you have any pull or you could give a good word for me, but
go ahead, spit it out.
well, I you know, it would be nice to be paid for the cargo we did find, but you know, I don't know if you can.
Oh, like some sort of a reward or something.
Yeah, finder's fee.
Sure. Absolutely. Look, if anybody can do it, it's me. I'm Harry Ellis, right? I mean, I basically run the place. I mean, and Bertha's like standing off to the side going, no, he doesn't. So, you know, I'll put in a word for you. What'd you say your name was? Judy?
Jesse Horn.
Jesse Horn. Okay. All right. Well, look, Jesse Horn, maybe the two of us can get together a little bit later after all the speeches and stuff, maybe under the mistletoe. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'll see what I can do is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ellis. It was a pleasure.
All right. Well, you two ladies have a good time. We'll see you later. And he gives you just kind of like a sleazy wink. He throws his cigarette out on the ground. He puts his heel on it and then walks up and walks out. Oh, God. He is a piece of work, that one. Be careful with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He thinks he's God's gift. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There's always, I'm sure he's not the only one here, but there's always one.
He's at the top of the pecking order, that's for sure, in terms of sleaze bags. But don't tell anybody that I said that. I'm just little old Bertha working catering.
Are you, have you been on this ship long?
Oh, I've been here for maybe 3-4 years at most. Good job. Nakatomi takes good care of us. You know, there's about a dozen staff that take care of food, catering, cafeteria type scenario, and there's a couple of chefs for the executives, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's a good job. It's as good as any, I suppose.
Do they take care of you here? Like, are there any benefits? You get to use the med bay when you get sick?
Oh yeah, they take pretty good care of us, but you know, there's been a lot of talk lately about maybe downsizing, and Administrator McLean is like really stressed out about what the higher ups back at the HQ have been saying about maybe shutting the place down. But you know, we've been assured that there's been some developments that will help to ensure the long-term sustainability of the station. So I don't know what to think of it. I mean, these are just things that other people worry about. I worry about, is the food hot? Is it edible? You know, that kind of thing. Is there enough? Exactly. You get me. I like this.
Well, my wife is, she's a lovely lady, and she always believes in like in just doing the right thing, doing right by people, and you know, maybe I can take a look around and see to at least give you some assurance that you'll have a job in a week or two.
That's so
you know?
sweet of you. So sweet. You're so nice. So nice.
Thanks, Bertha. It's been an absolute pleasure. I do need to get back and watch the guys I'm here with.
Of course. So do I. I need to get back as well. I got to quit these things. They're going to kill me one of these days. And she sort of like ushers you back out as you, the smoke tries to like billow, but gets sucked back in, and you can kind of feel your hair get pulled a little bit as you come out of the negative, the pressure kiosk and back into the party. And I guess we'll go next. I think, is there anything that Mark would like to do? I don't know if we've been to Mark yet. I kind of lost track, but is there something, Mark, that you would like to do at this point?
Yeah, everybody goes their separate ways. So I track the doc going over to the band and the card players. I see Horn meet up with Birdie. But do I know where Tyr went?
Yeah, you would have seen Tyr over at the terminal. You know, like you're clocking, you're keeping track. It's getting a little tough because there's a big crowd. But yeah, he went over. They went over to the terminal.
Okay, I'm just gonna sort of step back and control this now.
You hear a response. All good here.
Yeah,
checking in.
Can you run a trace on computer activity out of the hub here? You know, we've got a worm in the apple, and just want to know all potential leads.
Copy that. Running analysis.
Yeah, let me know what you find.
You hear someone else come over the comms. Yeah, I think I've already had a couple too many drinks. I don't think I could have. Oh shit, am I broadcasting this? Oh, sorry about that. And you recognize Terry's voice.
Yeah, Terry, you're on the secure channel. Get off.
Oh, sorry about that, Mark. My bad. How's your babysitting gig going?
Get off the channel.
Over. All right, Mark, we got a little bit of information for you on that computer activity. There's been a little bit of a, shall we say, poke. Mm-hmm. We got a notification that someone accessed the terminal in the atrium, looking at some classified documents.
Roger. Anything super hot?
Terminal 6. And that's when you look over and you can see one of your charged Tyr walking back from Terminal 6.
10-4, be informed. I'll put it in my report. And then I'm gonna merge to the other side of Greg Sullivan. Hey, so Doc, what kind of doctor are you?
Astrobiology, exobiology.
The closest I got to that was putting in hard on the surface, back in the day.
Well, lately it's a lot of lab work.
Sorry to interrupt. Am I standing next to them while I have this conversation?
Yeah. You kind of come back to the group for sure.
Yeah. So what did they do? So are you coming back or going to? Is this your destination? I mean, I'm just asking because I don't know what you're doing.
The player Andy doesn't know for sure, but Dave, were we out?
You were out on a research and monitoring mission for the university when you came upon the emergency pod that you then escorted to the station. And you guys are kind of, I would say, a little bit down on your luck at this point, as I kind of alluded to earlier, not so subtly, that your ship is in need of repairs. You haven't really had the funds, which seems strange probably to Auditor Horn, that maybe the funds aren't adequate to keep the ship in, keep the maintenance up to date? Looking over the maintenance logs, probably, Jesse, which would have been one of the first things you did. You'd notice that it's been a little while since some of the routine maintenance has been done on the ship.
So yeah, just going out on these surveys, finding what we can. Came
You
across
like
that
it?
I
pod.
assist Dr. Sullivan in any way I possibly can. I process data.
So it's like a whole data kind of. What company? You just do sort of like a freelance kind of thing, you two? I'm just curious. I don't.
It's we're employed by the university.
Oh, cool. So do you teach too? Oh,
I
yeah.
dabbled. Didn't
Yeah.
really care for it too much.
Yeah, I've just been out here for like a couple years. Maybe not quite a couple, maybe not a whole couple of years, but it's nice. I like not having a whole lot of responsibility, honestly. Just sort of keep an eye on the kids, mostly. Kids get into trouble. It's just kids, And yeah, you brought back some like stranded folks or something too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually, kind of curious about what was going on with them. We couldn't quite figure out, in the time that we had what was the matter, but I guess a lot of them are under quarantine, and the captain caught it. I don't know. It's probably some flu that was going around their ship
Flu,
or something.
yeah. And neither one of you two is a doctor, a medical doctor,
No, more biology.
Yeah. Okay. You're a data guy, but no.
I am built to analyze data specifically regarding ecosystems and organic matter. I was
Okay.
originally designed for that, but sorry.
So we're getting somewhere here. So you guys,
An event in my past, needless to say, changed my trajectory, and I'm a little more open-ended now.
but you both have that biology thing going on, and so what's your assessment of the people? Did you check into that at all?
By system, I was worried about them. By system law, we're supposed to help stranded individuals. I believe it dates back to maritime law from Earth's early days. But after the change in my past, it altered my programming, and I never understand you humans, but I do care for you in a weird way.
I kind of understand what you're talking about.
Just giving him the rock eyebrow the whole time, like, huh? Like I'm trying to justify what I'm saying.
We went into a lot when I was in the Corps. We had to go into to villages where it was pretty rough, to cities and stuff where there'd been a lot of violence, and you have to kind of compartmentalize. There's the humanitarian side, or the robotarian. I don't know how you refer to yourself. And then there's just business. You know what I'm saying?
As you say that, you hear the clink of spoons on glasses, ting ting ting, and you all kind of instinctively turn, and you see this well-dressed Japanese man that kind of stands on a small podium, and he has some sort of a microphone where it projects his voice, and he just says, "Thank you all for coming to tonight's celebration. We do have our annual address from Tomichi Yoneshobu, our CEO. So if you could all please bring your attention to the Hollow Unit." And everybody kind of turns, and there's like excitement, and people are like pouring more drinks, and you can see that at this point in the night, people are starting to get a little bit more loose. And you can see Jesse, you can see Harry Ellis is like totally like working some other women over on the side, telling them like stories about how he saved all these refugees and that sort of thing. It's totally taking credit for all of the stuff that's been happening recently. He's got this just smug grin and overconfident swagger about him. But nevertheless, you look up and you can... Yeah, exactly. You can see this holographic transmission begins and the lights of the atrium dim slightly. All your attention is drawn to the central podium where you can see this sort of holo projector hums to life, and it kind of sputters a little bit as maybe it's just a little bit older than it should be. And a faint whirring sound precedes the appearance of this flickering blue and gold light, which then coalesces into the crisp life-size image of Tomichi Yonoshobu, who is the CEO of Nakatomi Solutions Inc. You can see this hologram graphic depiction appears impeccably dressed, tailored black suit, red silk tie, very festive. And he kind of broadcasts this commanding presence, even in the digital medium. And there's like this occasional glitchy like flicker of the holographic transmission. Good evening, Hardlight Station team. This is Tomichi Yoshinobu, and I'm delighted to address you on this most joyous occasion, Christmas Eve. On behalf of myself, my trusted advisor, he gestures towards the man who gathered everybody's attention, and VP of Outworld Exploration, Jiro Tagaki, and all of us at Nakatomi Solutions, I bid you my heartfelt gratitude. As we celebrate this festive season, let us reflect on the incredible achievements we've accomplished together this year, from record-setting operational efficiencies to breakthrough advancements in resource acquisition and distribution. Each of you has played an essential role in keeping Nakatomi Solutions at the forefront of the galaxy's most innovative corporations. And you look over and you can see Alice is just like, yeah, that was me, baby. That was me. Here at the edge of space, great breakthroughs are being made by Tagaki and Dr. Holland Gennaro of our lucrative subsidiary, Health Tech AG. Now, you're in for some big surprises in the coming weeks, life-changing breakthroughs, and all because of your hard work and dedication. For that, I thank you. You all deserve a round of applause. And with that, someone starts clapping. You look over, it's Priya. Everybody else starts clapping and like cheering, and there's cheers going around. People are taking sips of their drinks. While many of you are far from home tonight, know that your dedication fuels not just our business, but the dreams and aspirations of countless communities across the galaxy. Your work ensures that Nakatomi remains a beacon of prosperity and progress, even here at the furthest edge of the Ellipson Erdani system. You embody the spirit of resilience, ingenuity, and loyalty that defines this great company. But tonight is not about quotas or KPIs. It's about camaraderie, reflection, and joy. Take this moment to connect with your colleagues, indulge in the holiday spirit, and recharge for the challenges of the coming year. Together, we look forward to the opportunities ahead, remembering the Nakatomi motto, strength through unity, progress through innovation. Each of you is an integral part of our success, and for that, I am deeply grateful. May this holiday season bring you happiness, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. Merry Christmas. And let's make this year a year to remember. Thank you, and enjoy the party. And he raises a glass. Everybody raises a glass. Merry Christmas. Takes a sip, and with that, the hologram. And you look over and you can see one of the party goes, same goddamn message as last year and the year before that. You think they could spice it up a little bit with something unique, maybe? I don't even think that was really the man himself. Tomichi? Nah.
With listening to him kind of bolster about, I lean over to Miss Horn, like, company leader seems nice. Not actually like registering that it wouldn't be a recording,
Oh.
Hey, people are people. They're talking to their people for a reason. I should believe this.
Well, we'll see about that. We'll talk about this later.
As you say that, just as the three-piece jazz ensemble begins to launch into another punchy Christmas carol, you all feel the atrium shudder and quake as if caught in some seismic collision. Partygoers go sprawling across the floor, glasses of champagne spilling on the ground, glasses shattering against the plasticrete floors, the music stopping abruptly before it even started, chaos and gas are elicited from the crowd. And they're all kind of pulling themselves back up to their feet. And you can hear the voice of someone come over a voice that comes over the intercom up above. And it is a voice that maybe, Mark, you recognize. The voice of Administrator McLean.
Please stay calm. ERTs are looking into an unexpected collision in the docking bay.
I'm assessing injuries. And I'm like circling any of my colleagues in the that I recognize that can help both in security and maybe in med.
Yeah, as you look around, you can see that there are some people who have some minor scrapes and cuts from the shattering glass. You can see Jiro Tagaki stands up and says, "Folks, everything is going to be just fine. There's nothing to worry about. If you could just help each other a bit here, just a small problem, nothing to get concerned about." Now, and to clarify, that message from Administrator McLean was over the comms that just the security team would have heard. The rest of you wouldn't have heard any of that.
Mark, what's going on?
It sounds like there was probably an accident. Doesn't sound too serious. The station manager, administrator, came on, let us know in the important sectors that everything's under control, but we want to make sure nobody got hurt. And are you okay, Josie? Is everything fine?
Mostly. Thank you for your concern. Okay. Do we just sit and wait?
Let's you know what? Everybody just kind of move over. It doesn't look like anything fell over there. Go ahead and gather over there and just grab a drink. Make sure there's no glass in it. I don't need to put that in my report. And let me just help the team assess everyone else, make sure everybody's okay. We'll give everyone an update when we get more information. Nobody panic. Everything's fine. And please carry on.
Mark, as you're looking around and you say this to your companions here, you know that you've been tasked with keeping track of them, and so you're sort of like doing a head count, doing another head count, looking around. You can see some of the other security personnel, and they were formerly kind of cheerful and chatty and kind of imbibing, as Terry was, of course, maybe a little bit more than he should have been. But there's been this sort of turn to more of a serious demeanor. And that's when you hear a second transmission come through. An unauthorized vessel has made a hard landing in the docking bay. Alpha team is en route. Please be advised that Command has lost connection to Stack 1 security. Command is sealing blast doors now. All non-emergency systems are being shut down. And that's when the rest of you who didn't hear that transmission watch as the lights of the atrium start to flicker and they go dark. I would like everyone to make a fears check, please. Let's start, let's go one by one. Let's start with Mark Custer, please. So you're trying to roll lower than a 39.
All right. Do I have to roll at least two dice?
You're rolling a D100, yep.
Yes.
So there's a D10 and then there's a D10X.
I think I got it right. I did. I got to roll one more.
So 77. So that is a failure. So you do take a one additional level of stress. You also need to make a panic check. So I love that because that's when I get to roll, when I get to press this button. So this is going to be a D20 roll. And you are going to basically try to roll higher than a 3, which should be fairly easy for you. First panic check of the game.
13.
Okay, yeah. So you don't panic. However, you do feel that added stress level coming on, which totally makes sense for your character. Let's go over to our android tier.
So, question: would
Yes,
I
sir.
only consider Dr. Sullivan a close friend?
No, all of them are going to be friendlies.
Then fear rolls are at a disadvantage for my party members. I'm sorry, everyone.
Well, we'll let that one fly because it's as bad as it gets with a critical. So yes, but thank you for that. So go ahead and roll us a fear check, please. Tier.
We have rolled a 20, to which I am under.
Yep. So you're fine. Well, did you roll 2 dice?
Oh, sorry, I did not. I shall do a second.
Yep.
Feel like I'll probably pass it still.
25.
Still
Yep. Okay. And there's two different 10-sided dice, Josh. One has 2 numbers on it, and the other one has single digits. Just make sure that when you roll percentile, you roll one of each of them, because that will be the percentile. In this case, it was fine because you rolled one and then the other one.
The
Yep.
10x.
So that's
right.
So that would be an 85 right there. I don't know who rolled that, but that's an 85.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did, just trying it.
Okay. Yep. So there you go. All right, let's go to Dr. Graham Sullivan. Graham, you're trying to
Graham's
beat
over
a
there
23.
Brushing sandwich off his
Just
uniform and
little rubble.
cursing about spilling his drink, but then the lights start flickering and he starts to get a little concerned.
All right, you got a 3. Yep, you maintain you maintain your calm. So nicely done.
That would pass that.
No, that's a good roll. And we'll go to Jesse next.
Yeah, and it's at
Oh, wait, it's
disadvantage?
at disadvantage. So actually, you need to roll again,
Okay.
Andy. Yep, thank you.
I'm
Appreciate
sorry
you
for
guys
choosing
reminding me
Android,
that.
everyone.
Oh, not too bad either. 10.
Yep, so that's a 10. So you're good. All right, so then we'll go to Jesse with a disadvantage on your fear save, please.
All right. Did that roll it twice?
Let's see. That was a 6. You rolled a 6.
Okay. And
Yeah, that's a
then
weird.
I tried
Yep.
to do disadvantage in it, but it didn't seem to work. So that's the
Oh.
6, the first one.
Yep.
And then that's
And
a 45.
45,
That's
and your
over.
fear is, it's over. It's not a critical, but it is a failure. So you do take 1 additional stress. So you're at 3 as well. Here we go, baby. The stress. All right. So you feel the a bit of stress wash over you. Some of you dealing with it better than others. But nevertheless, the lights have flickered out. And it's interesting, as the atrium goes dark, these deep red lights come on, these backup lights, and you can see sort of like this strange outline of people next to you. And your eyes take a minute to adjust as you look around, and you can see a lot of the other people, in the parlance of game mechanics, failed their fear checks, and they look scared as they're looking for loved ones. They don't know what's going on. For a lot of these people, nothing like this has ever happened before. As you look at each other, we're going to go to break here in a second, but I'd like you each to just kind of give me an idea of what you're doing in this moment as this is happening. The lights have gone red with this emergency sort of flickering red light. Let's go first to let's go to Dr. Sullivan.
Yeah, he's just kind of he's definitely flustered and like upset that the party is over. And he's now asking like some of the other people, like, does this kind of thing happen a lot around here? Is this what's going on? Have you heard anything? And he's trying to ask people around him, what's going on and that sort of stuff.
Okay, yeah. Most people are like they don't have time to talk to you as they're like pushing past you, and you can hear now this alarm klaxon start to go off. Let's go to Tier. What's Tier doing in this moment?
In almost an automatic fashion, anybody that was injured, I'm looking around, starting to gather them in like worst, best, or family members, just whoever needs to go where, and keep them out of the way of all the other stuff happening, people running by, security, whatever it is. I'm just trying to smooth the flow of things, simply because that's the organized mind of an android.
Sure. Yeah, you're helping people, and they're like, thanks. And then they kind of run off as you like pull a guy to his feet. And you can see that a lot of them are like going for the doors to leave the atrium. We'll go over to Jesse Horn.
Okay, I'm kind of prepared for this. I take out a few chem lights. I crack them because I think they're just glow sticks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I crack them, and I hand each one to each of you guys and be like, "Put this on you so I can tell where the fuck you are at any time." And I'll crack one and put one on, like, in my breast pocket or something.
Sure, and they have probably a little loop where you could like clip it to something so it like dangles from your chest or something. Exactly. Absolutely. Very cool. All right. And how about Mark? Mark, the guy who's in charge of this whole team here right now.
No,
responsible
that's exactly
party.
Right. I need my team. I need all of you to come here. I need my team to come in. The three of you, please. I need you. Okay. I need each of you to go to your quarters and just lock down right now. Okay. Until this is turning into a bit of a lot to manage. And I don't need anyone getting hurt or getting lost in the shuffle. So if you could all please just go to your quarters, and I'll be in touch as soon as I get an update. Would you do that for me?
Sure.
Yeah.
As you say that, Mark, and as they're like nodding their heads, like, sure, whatever you say, you're in charge here. Everybody kind of turns to go back towards the elevator doors, and that's when the doors open up, and you hear this holographic Santa go, oh, oh, oh. And you watch as these individuals clad in a tactical gear come into the atrium and start firing small arms fire over the top of the crowd, just unloading into the air above people's heads. People are screaming, more glassware falling down, chandeliers dropping onto the crowd. People are like pushing past each other, running. There's a series of doors on all around the atrium actually that lead to different offices and things. And people are like dipping into offices and running for their lives as these mercenaries flood into the atrium. There looks to be at least a dozen of them firing small arms fire. And that, my friends, is where we're going to take our break. We'll come back after the break to find out what happens here at the Nakatomi Christmas party. You may have heard of it. We'll be right back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks. Great to see you all in the chat, my friends. Scottish Jeff, Alex, great to see you. Cardman, great. Thanks for being here. Proxima Rising, awesome. Hex of Hexagon, God dang, I love that handle. That's so good. Glass Jaws, great to see you. Yes, this is Hardlight Station, a fantastic little module that was developed by some very awesome people. D. Kenny, and I don't know, we're having some fun. So far, it's been a lot of interesting role play. We're going to get into some serious action now. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Thanks, everybody. All right, so as we jump back into this game, I think it's worth noting that we found ourselves in a bit of a, I don't know, shall we say, predicament. The team has found themselves at a spaceport called Hardlight Station. They had come here after somehow, by chance, by luck, the odds were definitely not in their favor, having happened upon I guess, an escape pod, an emergency pod that had been launched from some sort of settlement. And having intercepted this pod filled with refugees, decided to take it to the nearest spaceport, which is indeed Hardlight Station, where we find ourselves now. Just so happens that it's Christmas Eve, and the corporation that owns this spaceport Hardlight Station is none other than the Nakatomi Solutions Incorporated, which some of you may or may not be familiar with. Of course, Ty's character, Mark Custer, certainly is. He is currently working as a security guard with a little extra, shall we say, duties when it comes to, you must be the friendliest guy they have, because they assigned you to this group of people that they for some reason wanted to keep an eye on, which now you also have some relevant information about a security breach. A little bit, yeah, kind of a mall cop of sorts, but not a full Paul Blart.
No, I got the background.
He's got the background for it. Absolutely, he does. Oh, the backstory on this guy. Oh, look at the backstory on Brad. But nevertheless, there's been a breach of some computers, some data. There has also been a breach of security, and we have found ourselves now as the party was just beginning to pick back up after a very generic and corporate speech from the CEO of Nakatomi. The party was surprised as the elevator doors opened. The holographic Santa gave a hearty ho ho ho, and small arms fire erupted into the atrium, sending the folks who have been partying scattering. Now, I will say for you all, there is probably, at least you counted, Mark, a dozen heavily armed and armored paramilitary-like moving in formations that you have seen before. They appear to be quite capable. They are well armed. They are dangerous in the most literal sense of the word. You have seen as some of the partygoers have taken hits from stray bullets or maybe well-placed bullets and have dropped to the ground and are bleeding out. People are scattering and running off towards small areas to hide. There are people hiding behind the eggnog fondue island. There are people hiding behind the tables that have been overturned from the 5-card stud game. There are people who have scattered into some of the adjacent and attached conference rooms and offices nearby. I would like to know from the four of you what the hell you're planning to do right now as bullets are flying. Before you tell me, I would like you each to make a fear save for me. These are going to be, again, at disadvantage. So let's go ahead and start with, this time let's start with Mark Custer. Mark, you're going to be looking at beating a 39 if you can. Ooh, Mark is going to take, it's not a panic roll, but you're going to take you're going to take a point of stress. So you're up to 4 now, my friend.
Just enjoying the party today. I didn't think I was actually going to have to work.
Jesse, let's get a check from you, please, at disadvantage. Uh-oh, a 66 and a 95. Well, a 66 is worse than a 95, my friend. So Jesse is going to take not only a point of stress, so you're up to 4, but you're also going to, and I'm going to push the button, you guys, flashing lights, warning, the panic button. I do need you to make a D20 roll. You are going to try to roll over a 4.
Over a 4. Okay, yep. I think I can do that. I have a Teamster trauma response that
yes, you do.
I can take an advantage on a panic check. Can I roll first and then say it, or do I have to say first?
That's a great question.
It's more brutal if I have to say first. I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah, I think you should say first. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do straight. Let's see.
You're just gonna do straight. All right.
7.
All right. Yeah, you're fine. You managed to roll above your stress level, and you choke down the fear. Although you are gaining some fear. Let's go over to Dr. Sullivan with a disadvantaged fear save, please.
All right.
And Dr. Sullivan, you are looking to beat a 23. Oof. Nope.
Well, I rolled it twice. I don't know what it rolled.
It rolled a 91.
Oh, is that
for your first roll.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
And that's a 30. So you do fail. So you're going to take an extra point of stress. So you're now up to 3, but you do not need to make a panic check. So that's the good news. All right. And then Tier. No problem.
Sorry, guys, I don't have disadvantage.
Yep. And you have a very high fear save of 83. So you are, even with the 74, you're looking good. Okay. So with all that being said, this is a very dangerous situation, you guys. I don't know if I can telegraph the danger more than saying that people are being hit and going down with one shot. What would you like to do?
Well, Dr. Sullivan has just like dropped to the ground and is kind of like crawling to what he can try to see is like just the closest solid object. But he's looking around for his shipmates to figure out what they should do.
Okay. You look over at your shipmates. What's Jesse Horn doing?
A little bit of a hyperventilation, definitely dropping down, and I think deferring to Mark. He's hopefully cool in these kinds of situations.
What do we do?
Okay.
What do we do?
Tier, how about you? We'll go to Mark last. Tier, what do you have?
I will be in a squatted, moving as fast as I can in a low position, trying to figure out where everybody is at the same time while looking for some sort of cover and an exit route that avoids the mercs coming in. You know, the logical deduction of, all right, if then, what now? And what now is get the shit out of here. So
Yeah, you look about, Tier, and you can see as you crouch down and take a look towards where they've entered, they've come through the elevator entrance. And as far as you know, that's the only entrance that they've used. So they're coming in from one side of the atrium, and most of the people are fleeing towards the other side of the atrium.
And with their ingress into the atrium, are there like booths and like tables and just like crap around the sides that we can, that can be used as cover?
Oh, there's all kinds of cover. Yeah, there's tables, there's like pedestals, there's all kinds of things. There's stairs that go down into like a small mezzanine sort of, or not a mezzanine, but like a sort of a lower level sort of area where there's couches and stuff. And then there are a series of doors all the way around the atrium that people are like dipping into and looking for hiding spaces. And as you kind of look around, you take all that in.
As I'm looking for paths, routes, something to get to either some air vents or if I can get off to the side and behind some of this cover, maybe these mercs are going to move in and leave that door open and I can get back up and in towards our ship. Maybe get some of our gear, some of my shit to deal with the situation, or get the shit out of here.
Okay. All right. And Mark, finally looking over at you, what are you there? Everybody's kind of looking at you except for Tier. Both Jesse and Dr. Sullivan look to you and they're like, what do we do? Sullivan's like, what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah. I'm half on the radio and half with him. I'm stay back, stay down, keep your head low, keep quiet. Control, this is Snav. We have got a breach in the atrium. A dozen armed suspects firing automatic weapons, and we have injured.
We're taking this. We're taking hits. There's been shots fired. I've got three security agents down. Oh my God, Terry, somebody grab Terry.
I look across at any of my colleagues in the security team and just try to give silent communications about, situation's bad. They're probably wired anyway, but we got to meet up to try to strategize.
So
but for now, I'm just.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No,
Sorry.
I'm just keeping the crew behind me and assessing.
Okay, so first off, the chatter from your colleagues on the radios is like chaos. There's been hits. People are down. Terry's been hit for sure. Maybe others. and you've got military training, you've spent time in the military, you can only guess that it's likely that the comms have been hacked as well. You don't know that for a fact, but just in the back of your mind, you're like, they're probably got control of the comms. You look around, none of the security agents that you're aware of have like guns or anything. The best that most of you guys have are maybe stun batons, or you have a can of mace, but that's about it. Like, you really don't have a whole lot. So you're not well equipped for this. This is not a military assignment. This is basically a sort of a honeydew outpost. And they really don't have this kind of problem. Most of the security is computer and digital security that they deal with, not physical security necessarily. So you watch as another individual gets blasted in the back and they fall down right in front of you, bleeding out. I would like Sullivan and Custer to make body saves. The other two ducked down. You guys specifically said you ducked down to kind of like hide behind stuff. But Custer and Sullivan did not. So please make body saves. Let's go with Sullivan first. You're trying to beat a 21, please. Oof, 79. Okay, well, luckily it's not a panic situation, but you do take an additional point of stress. So you're at 4. Custer, how about you? Let's get a roll for Custer. Body save for Custer's 30. 23. Yeah, you make it. You hit the deck as that individual is shot in the back, and they fall to the ground. And as you dive down, you're like face to face with them, and they're just looking at you with these lifeless eyes and blood kind of pooling underneath them. What do you want to do?
I'm buttoning up my shirt because I'm getting into business mode. And
nice.
But I'm staying low with the bullets flying and all the chaos and things going on. I know that unless they're just here to murder everybody, that this is probably going to turn to a hostage situation pretty quickly. So I'm trying to preserve life, including mine, until we get to that point.
So are you guys just hunkering down and staying in place? Or are you moving? You are, okay.
I think I would get anxious and uncomfortable with staying. So as I see, I think Tyr kind of crawling away, I'm going to be like, I'm going with him.
The other thing you see, Jesse, just to quickly give you a little extra information, is Dr. Sullivan is just kind of like standing there like, what do we do? What do we do? Like, hasn't hit the deck or anything, is just kind of saying there's bullets are like whizzing past him.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to grab him as high up on his back as I can and pull him down backwards on his ass. Be like, do you want to get out of here? Let's go see Tyr.
Where's the exit? Where's the exit?
Shut the fuck up.
I will hear what you guys are doing just passively through all the commotion and just do a little like in my back, like quiet move.
Okay, so where are you guys moving? Where are you leading them here?
Have I spotted any viable routes to path around and away from the assaulting group?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, they're coming in, they're swarming in, they're firing their weapons, they're grabbing people now. They're probably like 20 to 30 feet away from you as they're swarming in, and they're taking like perimeter positions in this atrium. They're moving around as if they're creating a net to basically control the situation, as you might expect from a well-trained military group, squad. But there is a distinct opportunity for you to run in the opposite direction towards offices that are think of the atrium as like a hub, and there's like these spokes of like hallways with offices around it. Yep.
So I'm going to look for what I would assume is the most non-officey looking wing, like maybe a maintenance utility area. I want to look for some vents to get our asses out of the most obvious paths of escape, which is where all the other humans are running, right? So I'll be looking for some sort of vent to get us out of here that isn't going to be seen.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Let's get a roll for that because of the tense situation. Sure. What are you thinking for a roll?
Oh, I don't actually have any way to measure that in Mothership. This is my first time. I don't know what would be
All
best.
right. Let's see. I would say
With my
you could
stat
make
line,
an
maybe? Which one?
yeah, you could make an intellect roll. That would probably fit the
I'm
bill.
doing what? All right. So what do we roll? A 2d10 for that, or?
You're rolling. It's always percentile.
Oh, it's always just the percent.
Yep,
Gotcha.
it's always percentile, and you're trying to beat roll below a 49. 14.
I believe I did. Right?
Yep, you certainly did. So as you look about, you see that there's like a small hallway, and it says maintenance on the door, and that seems to be a spot where nobody's going right now. Everybody's like dipping into these sort of lavish meeting rooms and that sort of thing.
Let's go. Hold on. So everybody's behind me, even Mark.
Yeah, Mark is down, is hunkered down by a dead body that's staring him in the
But
face.
is he
It's
following,
definitely,
or is it just these two?
I don't know. Are you gonna start running?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Mark some shit. I mean, like, you're not gonna save anyone if you're dead too, or you're trapped. Let's get the fuck out of here.
That's the most logical thing I've heard all day.
With that, I'll do another subtle wave behind me really fast with like just almost an irritant, because right now we're having to do this and not complete our mission. Wave them in and just start zipping through in towards that maintenance area.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. As this is all happening, I'm going to have you guys give me body saves to try to go unnoticed, or to get out of the space without getting hit by a bullet, possibly. So let's go ahead and start with Tyr with a body save, please. 28 is what you're looking to beat.
A body save.
A 4. Damn, you're rolling hot tonight, baby. Yeah, you are crouched low, and you are moving around tables and overturned chairs and making your way towards the maintenance room. Let's go to Jesse Horn for a body save. 32 is your target. Ooh, 39. Oof. Not a critical fail, but you are definitely going to take an additional point of stress. You're up to 5. We'll go to Dr. Sullivan.
All right. 67.
67, and Doc, that's not going to cut it because your body is a 21, so you are also going to take another point of stress.
I had to roll under that?
You have to roll under it, yep.
Okay.
All right, and then finally, let's go. Let me ask you this real quick, Ty. Has Mark Custer seen people being blown to bits before in his background? Do you think that that's part of his history? Like, he be okay with that, or do you think he would need to be making a fear save?
I think a fear save might be in order. It's been a long time, and
Yeah.
there hasn't been a whole history of warfare. I've seen some violence, but it's been pretty small scale.
Okay, let's get a fear save first for the body that you're basically staring at right now that just got shot in front of you. So your fear save is a 39. You maintain your cool as a military man would do, and then go ahead and give me that body save. Your body's a 30.
13.
13, yeah. You managed to hold on to any fear that might be creeping in as you all make your way to the maintenance room. Tyr, you're the first one there. You crack the door open as people are screaming and yelling. These paramilitary well equipped individuals close in, and you manage to sneak through the door. You pop it open. You wave the other 3 companions of yours in, and then along with you, someone else comes running in, and Jesse notices that it's Ellis. It's Larry Ellis. He's like, "Hey, let me in," and he sneaks in through the door with you, and he's like, "Holy shit, what the hell's going on out there?"
At which point, I close the door, and the second he starts opening his mouth loudly the way he does, I will immediately stand up, grab the back of his head, and slowly release him.
Hey, all right, babe. Hey, look, I'm not going to give any problems here. I'm just trying to hide out and not get killed.
Be quiet.
All right, shit.
If how's the door close? Is it like an electronic?
No, this is like an old school with a knob, and it just swings open on hinges and then closes.
I have a tool belt. I take out my fucking nail gun, and I'm gonna stick some nails in through the door jam and to like keep it from opening from the
Ooh.
other side.
All right, yeah, to jam it closed, basically, right?
How many nails do you think I would need for that? I have 32.
Yeah, I would say. Well, let me ask you: how many nails are you going to put in it?
I think I'll use 8.
Mm-hmm. Smart move. Yeah, you put the nails in, and you feel like it's pretty secure. You look around. You can see Mark. There's just a bead of sweat coming down from his brow. Sullivan looks shaken, a little panic in his eyes. Larry Ellis lights up a cigarette. Holy shit. We're probably going to die, right? This isn't my fault, I can tell you that much. This has nothing to do with the sales department.
I take a cigarette out of his fingers and put it on the ground. I save that for the Death Star. Okay, this isn't the place.
All right. Hey. You think you're going to get us out of here, cowboy? Huh? What are you going to do?
Slowly take a cigarette from my mouth as throws Ellis's on the ground.
Maybe I won't have a cigarette right now.
Sullivan's going to get up and start looking around the space that they're in. Is this kind of just like a complete dead end, like closet, or is there any sign of an exit or anything?
Yeah, you look around. It's a small space, so it's a small room. There are metal shelves with cleaning supplies. There's a mop and a mop bucket. There's a fire extinguisher in here, and various supplies on the shelves, rags, nicely folded towels, some extra like dinnerware and things like that. You can tell that they probably do a lot of entertaining in the atrium. It's kind of like the center of like the socialization or the socializing, I should say. And you look around, you can see that there's a vent up on the side wall near the ceiling, maybe about 8 feet above your head, 8 feet above the floor. But other than that, it's a dead end. There's no other doors. The only door in was just bolted shut with 8 nails from the nail gun, which you somehow smuggled into a Christmas party.
Do we still hear shots going off and everything? So it's pretty chaotic out there.
You hear a couple. It's very it's less frequent. You hear a couple more shots, and then it just kind of goes silent.
Hey, Doc, do me a favor.
What is happening out here?
Yeah, listen. Great. Do you see that fire extinguisher? Do you know how to use one of those?
Yeah. I've used one before. Yeah.
Great. Grab it. Use it. Yeah. If anybody tries to come through that door, if they get through, use it like a firearm.
All right. Okay.
Just be ready. That's all I'm saying.
With that statement,
fire extinguisher.
With that statement being made, Miss Horn, look on the tables or the counters if you'd be so kind, and see if you can find anything flammable. I will deal with the vent.
Look, you look over it.
I have a toolkit too, so I'm gonna start working on it.
Yeah, you start working on the vent. It's not going to be a problem. You'll be able to pull the grate off the vent. But while you're doing that, Ellis pulls out another cigarette and lights it. And he's like, I'll tell you what, these assholes are probably here for the cash, right? I mean, it's always a fucking robbery, right? Fucking A.
As
probably
he
here
does
for the
that,
cash.
after I make my statement about flammable liquids, I will turn and slap it out of his hand.
What the
Flammable liquid.
fuck? Shit, man. Sorry, I'm nervous. Okay, look. All we got to do is tell them where the vault is. There's a shitload of credits in there. A shitload. And well, that's probably what they're here for. Look, I could go out and talk to them. It's not a big deal. I do this kind of shit all the time.
You shouldn't do that.
I don't know. It's too late for that right now. But and I pull out from under my shirt a big old Bowie knife.
That's not a knife.
All right, then I look at
that's a knife.
I look at Ms. Horn and I say,
Thanks, Jeff.
don't put this in your report if you're reporting. It's not part of that.
Are you going to put it in your report?
No, I'm definitely not going to write a report about this. This is
Ellis
beyond
pulls
my-
out another cigarette. He's like, where the fuck did you get that thing? Oh, shit.
How's
This
that
is
vent
when
going,
this is.
Tyr?
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
How's that vent come along, Tyr?
As you're working on the vent, you get the bolts out, not a problem. They fall out. You pull the grate off and you look down. You can see that it looks like it's just barely big enough to crawl through. I don't know what size y'all are, but likely you can make your way through this thing without a whole lot of trouble. It might be a little noisy. You're definitely going to be exposed as if like you're going to be prone, like crawling your way through on your stomach. And that's when you hear a fairly muffled voice that comes out, and you can hear through the door that there is someone who seems to be addressing the group of people. People of Hardlight Station, this is Hanna Gruber, commander of Black Shield Company. Hold on.
This is Hanna Gruber, commander of Black Shield Company. By now, you've realized that your station is under our control. Do not panic. You are not our targets yet. Let me be clear, this isn't about profit, power, or petty corporate squabbles. This is about justice. For decades, Nakatomi Solutions has peddled their so-called innovations across the galaxy, sowing destruction in the name of progress, from the massacre on Zeta Prime to the ecological devastation of Callisto 4. Nakatomi has left a trail of atrocities hidden behind clever marketing and corporate stooges like Tamichi Yoshinobu. And now, Hardlight Station, your station, harbors one of the galaxy's most dangerous threats. The Bioweapons Research Lab, masquerading as a humanitarian research facility, samples from Tau Sigma 7, a site Nakatomi claims is a simple mining colony, have been smuggled here. We all know what happened on Tau Sigma 7, don't we? A disaster that wiped out an entire colony, or perhaps you were told it was just an accident? The truth is clear. Nakatomi's greed unleashed something horrific, and now they've brought it to your doorstep. We will not allow this weapon to be unleashed again. Black Shield is here to neutralize the threat before innocent lives are lost. Stay out of our way, and you might live to see another Christmas. Do not mistake our resolve. We are in control here. If you attempt to interfere, you will be neutralized. This is your only warning. Black Shield does what the galaxy's so-called leaders lack the spine to do. We protect the many from the reckless ambitions of the few. The voice pauses for just a moment, kind of letting the words hang in the air a little bit, and then continues. As for Nakatomi's dirty little secret, don't worry. We'll handle it. And when this is over, perhaps the galaxy will finally understand the price of unchecked ambition. You dip the grate off of the vent. What do you guys want to do?
Your voice changer's still on.
Oh. The question remains, what would you like to do?
Still on.
Voice changer's still on.
That's all right. What do you want to do?
Oh, there we go. We're good. We're back. At which point we're listening to this, and like, I'll start ushering folks in, like, and I'm going to help lift people up. Being a synthetic, I'm assuming I'm not going to have issues helping fold people in, as it were.
Hey, Tyr, before you do that, where are you guys going? Do you know where you're going? I want everybody to just assess the situation here real quick, because if we put ourselves up in the vent and they're trigger happy about what might be going on, we may make ourselves targets we don't want to be. You know what I mean? We don't necessarily need to be. I'm taking my
Man's
shirt off.
got a point. He's got a real point.
I don't disagree with all of your statements, but we're currently in a room with an old wooden door. The vent is preferable.
Look, I'm just going to say it right now as he pulls out another cigarette. This is Ellis. I'm just going to say it right now. These freedom fighter fucks can be bought. Anybody can be bought. Okay? Look, there's 640 million credits in the goddamn vault. That's what they're here for.
That's not
They
what
just
they're
don't
here
know
for.
it
They
yet.
just said they weren't here for that.
They just
said
don't
it's
know
not
it
about-
yet.
They don't know it yet. I figure if they get what they want, They probably are going to take that anyway.
They don't know about it. Nobody knows about it but me. And I guess fucking you now. To some of you,
Mark, if you have
the idea of 640 million credits is like, wait, what did you say?
Yeah.
Mark, if you have a better suggestion as to a
Sullivan,
direction,
you
I'm
are
all
muted.
ears.
I don't at the moment. I'm trying to not make us a bigger target. That's my concern.
So when I was looking into the passengers from the pod that I was concerned with earlier, I checked out the station layout. Some of our gear is still back at our ship, and I don't see a better way to get there other than at least getting out of the vicinity. Otherwise, we're going to get caught. Anybody else's thoughts?
I do have some
rough.
thoughts.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I got a report that you all didn't get that these guys crashed a vehicle into the station. So I don't know the situation of the dock, and I don't know the situation of your ship, and we don't know what kind of security they have established there. Now, we might be going into a hotter zone by going that direction. I'm just imagining us crinkling through the vent and some trigger jockey lighting us up while we're up there with nowhere to go.
I mean, do we have a rough idea of where it goes? I mean, we kind of know the layout of the station.
I don't at this point. I have an idea of the station, but my first priority was to get away from or out of the vicinity of the armed individuals.
They're not just here, though. They may be throughout the station at this point.
Wherever you're acquiring your information, I would appreciate any more to help us navigate. Because being in this tiny room with this smoking idiot.
Whoa. Look, I'm just here to make some deals, okay? Like, if we can make a deal to save our asses, I mean, look at this. I'm not a fighter, all right? I'm a deal maker.
You really
So we go out there. This is what I do for a living, babe, all right? This is what I do. I talk to people, all right? I make deals for a living. I didn't get to become the VP of sales for nothing, okay? I mean, you know.
Hey, Ms. Horn, do you have a pry bar in your toolkit there, or do one of you have a pry bar?
There might be something in here that we could use. I'm assuming there's. I'll try to use a broom handle or something.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Ellis wants us to go out there and talk to him. That buys us time to get up in the vent and get out of here. Ellis, I think your idea is great. I think you should go talk to him.
Whoa. You're going to send me out there by myself?
Hey, you're a negotiator. Look at me. I'm not a negotiator.
No, you probably just get us killed. He's just horking down the cigarette.
No
and,
one
like, there's
trusts
nothing
him.
left on. He's smoking the filter right now.
Just a cherub.
Yeah. He starts shaking a little bit. All right. Look. I'll go talk to him. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, this is what I do for a living, right? He throws a cigarette down. He uses his heel, and then he lights up another one. Okay.
I'll hand him the pry bar, and I'll say, the rest of you in the vent.
Whoa. I'm the talker. I don't do. He kind of looks at you. He's like, I don't know how to do that.
You know what? I think you'll figure it out. You're a smart guy.
With that,
you're the hired help, though, right? What's your name? What's your name?
My name's not important. Don't worry about that.
Your name's Terry, right? You're Terry? All right, look, Terry. All right, look, open the door.
Harris,
do your fucking job. All right, you're the security guy here. Unsecure the door, and then I'll go out and I'll talk to him. I'll fix this all up. Well, they're just, these people can be bought. They come off as idealists, but look, most people start that way. All right, 640 million credits could change that mind real quick.
Where are you going to get this money?
It's in the fucking vault. Are you not listening to me?
Where's the vault? You can get into it? They just
Well, I mean, there's, you know, I mean, these are the details of negotiation, okay?
What you three need to do is get yourself someplace that's more secure. Unless we all wanted to sit here. I don't want to send you out there with this asshole. Isn't that your name?
Whoa! This asshole here is gonna save all y'all. Okay, like, look, let's just tone down the rhetoric here. That's the kind of talk that's gonna get us all killed. Okay, we go out there, we're happy, it's the holidays. We talk to these idealists, we tell them about the cash, we tell them we can help them. It's all about helping people. Am I right?
It's the holiday spirit. I put him up against the wall with an arm bar. I slam him against the wall. You listen to me. Look at me. There's dead people out there. Stop blowing. Give me an
Jesus Christ. All right. He means business. He looks so. Yeah.
How do you know they're not looking for you?
The point is, you think you're going to go out there and you're going to talk to them with dead bodies all over the ground out there. People that you supposedly used to call, you know, I don't know what you call them, but you've known them for a long time. You're just going to walk out there with the holidays spirit.
All right.
Yeah. Cheer into everybody.
Yeah, holiday cheer. All right. Look. Ease back. He kind of like pushes on your arm a little bit. Come on, no. Come on.
I'm a little stressed.
I understand. So am I. But you know what? I do my best work under pressure. That's why they hired me. I mean, let's be honest. Sales is a high stress kind of job. Okay, you got to be ready to pivot. Yeah.
Listen to my plan. Here's my plan. Okay, Harris, Ellis, Phyllis, whatever you want to call yourself. We're gonna let these three go up into the vent. Do you want to go up in the vent, Doc? Do you want to get out of here? I don't think you want to go out there.
I vote for the vent. Vent.
You three hightail it out of here. I'm gonna help Chatty Cathy here get the door open.
Thank you.
And we'll figure it out from there.
Okay, you're kind of hurting my neck. You're choking me a little bit. Just we're all good now, right? We're all good? Can I fucking smoke?
You can smoke when you're out of here and we don't have to breathe your death breath.
All right, fair enough. All right. Let's get the door open. Ellis will take care of everything. Am I right?
I'll use my combat knife, but I want the other three on their way before.
Okay, so the three of you are going to go into the vents. Am I correct? Who's leading the way?
Well, before we dive in here, I'm gonna point it out. Who says he's not going to tell them where we are?
Why the fuck do you think they're going to care about a couple of, what are you, refugees? You came in on the refugee craft? I don't know. Look, don't worry about it, okay? The only reason I'd tell them anything about you is if I needed to for negotiation purposes, but I can't imagine they're going to give a shit about you three.
With that, I'm just going to nod and go.
Sorry, babe. Sorry. I didn't mean you. He looks over at Jesse. He's like, I wasn't talking about you, honey.
Maybe we'll, Mark, can I have your ear for a sec?
Yeah.
Can we just tie him up and gag him at this point?
Well, I mean, I'm like right here, 2 feet away from you. I totally heard that. Look, I like the kinky stuff, but this is not the time.
You know what the problem is? Honestly, he'd chew through the gag before we could get out of this room.
It wouldn't be my first time, if you know what I mean, hun.
I've been on the station for less than 2 years. I've known this guy for 20.
Great quote.
Yeah, so I guess we're just going to proceed.
Hopefully we'll be far enough away that...
I'll pull Tears aside before... Where are you leading them to, do you think? Where are you going to try and get to? You're trying to get to the dock?
Dock seems best option.
Don't go to
the next hallway.
We scuttle over the corner for a second. Dock's probably the best choice at this point. I have a foam gun that can lock up that door pretty solid. So the second you push him out there, come on back, I'll shoot the door, lock that bitch up, and we go with the vent.
All right. Are you ready, Ellis? You ready to go out there now? Let's get this negotiation done.
You sure you want to do this?
He's sure he wants to do this.
Ellis, I believe in you. You could probably save us, but also you're putting your life at risk.
Look, babe, I'm a deal maker, okay? I do this for a
believe
living. I would rather be out there making deals than getting up inside of that little vent, trying to make some great escape, which I think is foolhardy. I'm just going to throw this out there, because if you're trying to escape, that means that you're culpable, right? So you're going to get yourself killed doing that. I think you come out straight. You say, hey, look, we don't mean any harm. We're willing to make deals. What do you need? How can I help you? How can Ellis help you achieve your goals today?
I'm prying the nails out of the door.
I believe in you, Ellis. We believe.
Well, thank you. Look, he looks over. Go ahead.
President.
He looks over at you, Jess, and he says, look, babe, you could come with me. We could be heroes together. Just you and me. Understood.
To a woman also, by the way.
Also understood. Makes total sense. Look, all right, I guess I'm on my own. You guys, it's been good knowing you. All right, Terry, good luck with everything. I hope you don't get yourselves killed.
We'll be listening for you.
All right, you pry the nails out of the door, one by one. Now you're also going into the vent at this point? Or are you waiting until he leaves?
I think Doc and Horn are going up in the vent.
I'm going to start lifting him up, and I'll be waiting there to give him a boost.
Okay.
And then
So who's going first? Sullivan or Horn?
Sullivan will go first. He's got he pulls a flashlight out of one of his pockets.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Nice.
Peer down the vent.
Okay. Very cool. All right. You shine the light in, and it's just a standard like metal vent. It's big enough for you to sort of, military crawl your way through it. It's not big. You're not going to be walking. You're going to be pulling yourself through it. And then Horn follows you. You pry open the door, and Ellis takes a deep breath. He says, all right, I'd say wish me luck, but look, sales is not luck. It's all about charisma. Am I right?
Yeah,
Good luck for you. And he straightens his tie, kind of tightens it up. All right, babes, we'll see ya. And you pull the door open, and he sneaks his way out of the door. And you hear him say, whoa, hey, everybody. Okay. Hey, now let's talk. And then that's the last thing you hear as he kind of walks out into the mezzanine. And you can hear sort of a little bit of a struggle, like, as they grab. You can only imagine, Mark, that they're grabbing him and like pulling him in. And Tyr, you are going to use the foam gun. Do you have the foam gun with you?
The second. Well, I assumed we kept all our gear except for our armor, right? Like you mentioned.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you have the foam gun.
So the second Custer clears the door, I'll lock the thing down with one of my 6 charges. Well, it's 2 charges, 3 shots per charge, but yeah, regardless.
Okay. Yeah. You seal the door back up. You guys are now in the vent, and you're pulling yourself through the vent. And you can hear voices that kind of echo through the metal ventilation system. Give me a this is not going to be a save or a check, so don't worry about what the result is. But Sullivan, give me a percentile dice roll, please.
Okay.
You guys really don't know where you're going at this point, so this is sort of to give me an idea of where you're going. Okay.
51.
All right. Okay, got it. So you start pulling yourself through the vents, and you can hear muffled conversations, but then it fades, and it's just quiet. It's just silent as you make your way through the vents, pulling yourselves as best you can. Sullivan, you're in the front with a flashlight, and as you're pulling yourself forward on your stomach, it's not easy going. It's slow, and you can hear the creak and the groan of the vents themselves as you're pulling yourself forward, and you can kind of like turn your neck a little bit, and you can kind of hear the breathing of your companions behind you as the 4 of you are now making your way through the vents. I mean, it's that classic John McClane where he's like crawling through the vent with the flashlight, right? That's
Sullivan's
basically what
gonna
it
be
is.
Struggling with his flashlight, and he's just gonna say, "Come to the Christmas party. We'll have a few laughs."
Nice.
Set it up. I had to
Classic.
set it up.
Classic. I love it. All right, that's awesome. So as you're pulling yourselves through this, you're pulling yourself forward, and you put your hand into something wet, Doc, and you stop for a minute, and you look down, and there's this sticky goo-like substance that's on your wrist in your hand, and it's kind of like on the flashlight itself. You're not sure what it is necessarily. It's just this sticky crimson goo, and there's like a puddle of it in front of you.
There's something up here, but he's just gonna try his best to keep moving past it, like wiping his hands on the sides of the vent to get it off of his hand.
It doesn't come off. Go ahead, Jesse.
What is this? There's some kind of stuff up here.
As I pull up to it after him, I have a headlamp that I'll try to squirm out of my belt of stuff, and I turn on the headlamp to hopefully get a better view of the stick.
Yeah. As you turn the headlamp, and you can see Dr. Sullivan's pulled himself past it a little bit, but he's leaving like a streak of this red stickiness as his body has like smeared across it. And you look at it, and you can kind of smell this sort of faint, almost like an organic smell coming from it, like dirt or mud or earth, which is something that you haven't smelled in quite a long time, actually. And it kind of brings you back, maybe gives you a little bit of a vision of perhaps what kind of a vision does it give you, actually? You get this sort of like a sensory memory.
It reminds me of, so I'm a soccer mom of two, so I have regularly taken my kids to the turfs, and this is when they were like first getting into soccer, and they were on like real grass in the backyard, and I get a very vivid, almost flashback memory of that but then I come to in this, it's a weird substance still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Based on that fact that it's like it smells like organic, Sullivan's just going to be kind of going over in his mind like what this possibly could be, like some kind of excretion or slime.
Yeah. So you've got some training in this sort of thing. So I would say that if you wanted to try to get some understanding, like you haven't stopped, you're not like analyzing it. You've pulled yourself past it, but it's like on your arm, and so you can kind of like look at it as you're pulling yourself forward. I would say if you wanted to, you could make a roll. It'll be with disadvantage.
Right. Would that be like intellect or something?
It would be intellect, and then don't forget that you have some skills that could potentially apply. I won't tell you what to apply, but you have some training.
All right, that was an 8 and a 59. So I'll just he's got some experience with zoology, just trying to, if it's organic, he's trying to think of what could have possibly made it.
Sure. In the future, tell me what your skill you're using first before you roll, just so that we know what the stakes are. It'll be a little bit more fun that way. But yeah, so with zoology, that puts you at about a 64. With a 59, you succeed. You get the sense that this is some sort of an organic substance, and it looks like some sort of like waste type secretion, perhaps. What's up, Stronghold D&D? Welcome in. Great to see you. Some sort of a secretion, perhaps. Maybe some sort of an animal maybe left it here. You're not sure. But it also, I would say, it's wet enough where it's probably fairly fresh.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
so
Tier. Go ahead. Finish your thought, Andy.
He's thinking to himself that they might not be alone in this event.
Yeah. And let's say as you realize that, give me a fear save. There's something here. It's definitely not
Just
human
apologize
blood.
every time.
Yeah, it's going to be a disadvantage.
Sorry.
So
Sorry, everybody.
43
38.
and a 38. Okay, so both are fails. So you're going to take another stress. So you're at 6 stress. But not a panic check. So that's good. But man, we're getting there. Yeah, you definitely feel the creepy feeling. Like there's potentially something here. And in fact, as you shine your light back towards the front, you see almost like small little prints, as if something had walked through it. And then Jesse Horn passes by it as we already kind of got that. And then Tyr, did you go in before Custer or after Mark?
No, behind I helped lift it.
Okay, so Mark, you pass through it. It's sticky. It's smeared now on the walls of this narrow vent, and by the time you get to it, it's been like manipulated by the 2 people in front of you crawling over it, basically. But it's like sticky, and you try to avoid it, but you can't. Sticks to your fatigues.
Blood or jam.
Yep. And then,
Jam.
do you taste it?
No.
Raspberry.
And then finally, Tyr, yeah, right. And then Tyr, you come up to it as well and you can hear Mark Custer being like, "Jam? What is this?" And you look at it.
Can I see any bit of Dr. Sullivan moving around, like kind of trying to look at his arm and shit? Is that a thing that I could have caught?
No, you can't see that far ahead because you guys are all in line in this vent, crawling on your bellies, basically, and he's 3 people ahead of you.
Then my programming's need and need to catalog, organize, and analyze as I'm sliding through and seeing this. I'll reach back and grab my flashlight, stick it in my mouth, and then grab one of the sample tubes from my sample kit and scoop up a little bit, put it in there, and chuck it back in my pack as we move forward.
All right, very cool. Yeah, you have a sample of crimson goo. You can add that to your inventory.
Make note.
Yep, make note. Okay, so you scramble ahead, and as you continue on, Sullivan, give me another D100 roll. This is not a skill check or a save. This is strictly just to see if you can find your way. This is a network of ventilation, an 82. Okay. All right. So as you continue to pull yourself forward, you finally come to a vent opening, and you can see that the slimy footprints have led to the vent, and then turned around and went, and it looks like they kind of went back the other way. But you get to the vent and you peer out and you can see that there's a hallway out there, but you can hear voices.
He's just gonna pause for a minute and shield his light so it can't be seen through the vent, and then just try to listen to see if it's terrorists.
Okay. Yeah, you
regular people.
Yeah, you catch a little bit of the conversation, and it comes out of a handheld radio.
Yeah, we've got we're all clear here in the Commerce District. It looks like the casino's shuttered. Everything seems to be shuttered, probably for the holiday party. It doesn't look like there's any civilians down this way. We're just sweeping, and we'll be back in touch with you when we're done.
And that's about all you hear.
Am I catching that on the headset?
No.
Okay.
But you would have caught some of that.
Just
so you get a sense, just from the volume of the talking going on in the hall ahead of you. So you get the sense that this vent overlooks the Commerce District.
So I know where we're at for sure.
Yeah, you know this. You know the station pretty well.
Sullivan's gonna try to whisper back behind him. Do we want to get out of this vent here? Pass it along.
Do we want to get out? There's a vent here. It's Commerce District. Are we getting out?
Yeah.
There's somebody out there. To ask Doc if he can see who it is.
Can you see anyone?
They didn't. I don't think they're friendly.
No, not friendly.
I didn't think so. No, we can't just get out here unless. Ask Doc how many can he see anybody?
It looks like a hallway. I think we should probably try to find a smaller room or something.
Hold up, I think we heard something. Did you hear that? We're gonna backtrack and see. We heard some voices.
Sullivan, you watch through the vent as these three individuals walk by. They are, without a doubt, members of this mercenary organization, Black Shield, that announced their presence in the atrium. They, as they mentioned, as they were talking on the radio, that they are sweeping the Commerce District for any stragglers that might have tried to escape through that area. And they walk past that. You can see they're kind of looking around. They've got flashlights. They're kind of shining, and the light kind of shines up across the vent and just sort of like strafes across the vent. And you just kind of like hunker down as best you can. And they just keep on walking. And you can hear there's three of them, and two of them are talking together. And they seem to be, you don't know, well, you've got some military training actually. They're heavily armed. They definitely have machine guns. And they also have, I would say, it's likely that they have some sort of a heavier weapon as well. Probably some sort of maybe a combat shotgun, something of that nature. You're unclear. And that is when, Tyr, you hear something in the vent behind you. A skittering of some kind, a chittering, the sound perhaps of claws on the metal of the vent, as you kind of strain. Do you have any light source at all that you have? I think Jesse has a headlamp.
Yeah, I have a flashlight.
Sullivan, you have a flashlight? Okay.
Yep.
So as you look back upon, you kind of like crane your neck and you look back. And being an android, maybe your head even turns a little bit more than perhaps
just
others.
A couple degrees too far.
Yeah, exactly. Enough to be very disturbing.
Unsettling.
Yeah, and you kind of shine the light back and you see what appears at first to be a rat, a small mammalian creature crawling and it's skittering down towards you. But when it gets closer, it looks like its body is covered with this strange, almost taffy-like mucus. And it's got these sharp teeth as it is coming up towards you. I would like you to make a speed check, please. And your speed here is a 38. And I'm gonna, let's see, I've got a picture of this thing on the stream for folks if they want to see it.
But
Let me.
So tasty.
Yeah, this is a delicious little morsel. There we go.
Roll here.
That's worse than I imagined.
Yep. So you fail your speed check. You take a point of stress. Finally, you're up to 3. I'm going to go ahead and say that because of the strange nature of this creature, that you, my friend, are going to make a panic check.
Ooh.
So you're going to roll a d20 and you're going to try to roll above
D20.
your stress. Anything above a 3 is good.
How do I just do a D20?
This thing is nasty. It's got like patches of hair on it. Okay, you're fine. You rolled well above a 3. No problem. This thing is coming up to you. Now, you did fail your speed roll, but as this thing is coming up to you, it is going to try to bite you. So go ahead and actually let me make a roll. I'll make a roll here. I'm going to make a attack roll for this creature. So this is going to be a there we go. All right, D100. It's going to be an 18, so it's definitely gonna hit you. And it is going to do D10 damage as it bites into your heel.
Oh. All right.
It's going to do 1 point of damage.
Are you rolling the damage or me?
Yep, I just rolled it. You take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Not a problem.
16.
Yep, not a problem for you. And it is, if you want to react, you certainly can.
I do, at which point I'm going to grab the screwdriver from my toolkit and try and stab it right in the head.
Give me a combat roll.
Got it.
Your combat is a 37, so you want to roll below 37.
Fingers crossed. Here we go. That is not below. Not even a little bit.
An 85. So you reach back and you try to jam it with the screwdriver and miss. The rest of you hear like this shit going on behind it. It is going to make another attack at you. As this is happening, I'm going to ask the rest of you what you're doing. Let's start with the closest person, Mark Custer.
Can I crane down and see what's going on back behind me?
It does not hit you as it tries to bite you again. It bites into the sole of your shoe. You look back and you can just see your android companion is using their, as best they can in this cramped condition, trying to use their some sort of a device, maybe a screwdriver or a knife or something to do something. And you can hear this.
It hasn't come up, but I also have a flashlight. So I'm going to pull my mace out of the holder, and I'm going to say, cover your face, and I'm going to shoot the stream of mace at that rat.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, make a combat roll, please.
Right.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. And throw military training at this. Would I be able to use firearms, you think? It's not really a gun, but it's...
Yeah, it's not a gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll use my military. Yeah.
If he succeeds in his hit, can I make an animation, like grab it and hold it up?
I'm gonna have you make a body save actually to avoid getting hit by this thing.
Okay.
So you just hose down the vent and your friends. Give me a body save. So actually, Ty, you're gonna take a point of stress. You rolled a 90. So Josh, You're gonna take a point of stress. What's the damage on that mace?
I think it's stun.
Oh yeah. You are stunned, Josh. Sorry, you are stunned here for 1 round.
Damn it.
Yep. So you're stunned. What is the next person in line would be Jesse Horn.
Yeah, I am hearing some fucked up stuff going. Sorry, I'm swearing so much. I'm hearing some stuff going behind me. I start slapping the Dr. Sullivan's like, go, either get out of the vent or get down the vent. You need to get out of here.
Sullivan just turns and starts just trying to scurry as quickly and...
You're at the vent, Sullivan. You are at the vent. So basically the only way you have right now, you can't go backwards because Horn is right behind you, and then Custer, and then Tier. The only way you have is forward, and there's this grated vent, like an air vent.
Oh, it's the end.
And it's the end, and you're looking into the hallway. That's where they strafed the flashlight and right across you, but didn't catch you. So
Gotcha.
So the only way you have is to go forward.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. All right, so he's going to take a look around and just start trying to jimmy the vent open so they can get out of
It looks like you're gonna have to punch it out.
Okay.
You're gonna have to use some force to get it.
All right. He will do that.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Tier, what are you doing as this is all happening behind you? You get sprayed. I think you had something you wanted to react
No.
with.
Well, the attempt was if he actually hit the rat, I was gonna just for mental image hold the thing up like into the spray itself, but I failed miserably. To which it will slide off the rat, and then my head will dip up just high enough because the pepper spray doesn't hurt me, but I am covered and I'm trying to peel this pepper spray out of my face as I take my stun turn.
Okay, you are stunned. And Custer, as you said, you had a flashlight as well. So as you turn around, you had just basically like reached back and fired off the mace, and then you kind of turn over with the flashlight and look. You can see that there are more of these things coming in from the darkness behind the single one. And your friend is just kind of laying there with his eyes open, just watering, tears in his eyes, his tongue kind of hanging out the side of his mouth. Meanwhile, Dr. Sullivan, you're gonna bust the vent open? Yeah, you're muted, but I see what you're doing. Go ahead.
He's just hammering on it with like the bottom of his flashlight to try to like help him kind of hammer it open a little faster.
Yeah, you hit it a couple times and it's not very strong. It falls and it hits the ground with a clamor, making a little bit of noise. And those guys were just down the hallway. What are you gonna do now that thing is down? The entrance is there. You're about 8 feet off the ground. You're gonna pull yourself out and drop down.
Yeah, he's gonna drop down and just
give me a body save.
Yeah, try to get up against the wall or something.
Yep.
Dice.
And you are looking to beat a 21. Oof.
42.
Yep. You push through, you bust off the vent, and then you drop down and you land kind of funny. You don't sprain your ankle or anything, but you kind of like fall and it doesn't feel good. You don't take any damage, but you do take an additional point of stress, dude. You're up to 7 on the stress meter. Meanwhile, Jesse, do you follow suit? Do you follow, as you can see Dr. Sullivan like roll out of the vent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
No thought to it. I'm calling out.
Yeah, you can do it. Yep, face first. You go as well. If you why don't you make a body save as well? Let's get another body save. Sullivan, you look around and you can hear footsteps and you can hear a radio squelch in the distance. Oh no, a 77? Okay, so so Jesse's gonna take a point of stress, and I'm gonna hit the panic button because, dude, you're making a panic check. Yeah, so roll a d20 and you want to roll above a 6.
Above a 6.
Yep.
19.
Not a problem. You maintain your cool as you land on the ground and look over. You can see Dr. Sullivan just kind of picking himself up off the ground. You could hear the squelch of a radio down the hall echoing like there's people not too far away. Meanwhile, Custer, you look back, you can see that there are more of these rat-like abominations like scurrying down towards you and your companion. What are you doing? He is currently stunned from your mace attack. What do you want to do, Custer?
Well, we're not moving very fast yet, right?
Well, so as you turn back, you can see that both Dr. Sullivan and Jesse have dropped out of the. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to grab Tyr and drag him with me as I crawl towards the exit.
Okay.
Feeling the hand on me, I grab his wrist and just accept what's happening to me.
Absolutely. Custer, give me a body save. As you're dragging him out, these creatures are scurrying towards you. I would say you could either do a body or a speed check, whatever you prefer.
Can I assist him by like kicking my legs and pushing myself my weight to try and give him a hand and make it less of a pain in the ass, all less synthetic?
Yeah, sure. You can make it with advantage. So a 51. Go ahead and roll another one as you're getting a little bit of help as your companion is coming out of their stunned status.
That was a 71, but can I also use my military as part of this role?
Sure. Yeah. You have athletics. I think athletics is more reasonable for this one. So yeah, add 10 to that. So if you're doing a speed roll, you've got a 55 to beat. Yeah, no problem. 31. You like that military training kicks in, your athleticism, you still work out from time to time, not as often as you probably should, but whatever. You know, nobody's perfect. You grab your companion who's pushing as best they can as they're kind of coming out of the stun position. These creatures are starting to scurry, and you drop down, you drop down to the hallway, and you can see these things are coming. You know they're gonna like start to pile into the hallway. What do you want to do as you land?
I'm going to grab Teeter's foam pistol and fire it into the entrance.
Okay, so here's what I will say: is you will unload the rest of the ammunition. How much is in that? How much is loaded right now?
So I have 2 charges, and each charge has 3 shots. So that one he shot only has 2 charges left. So he burns through them both.
You burn through 2, and you don't think it's enough. You can burn through another one.
Shots,
if I don't think it's
I'm
enough, I'll empty
clearing my eyes, so I don't have an opinion.
You rifle through your companion's like, you know, pack or whatever he's got, pockets or whatever, cargo pants probably, and you put another clip in the foam gun, another charge, and you hit it with all 3 charges, and it seals it up. And then you look down and you can see a flashlight strafe down the hallway as the 4 of you are now standing in the hall, and you can hear the squelch of a radio and footsteps as they're coming. I think I heard something, and they come your way. And I think that, my friends, is where we will stop for tonight. And we will come back next week to find out what happens next as our team of space explorers has gotten themselves into a pretty sticky situation. You have encountered not only a band of mercenaries who seem to be idealists, but who Larry Ellis was convinced could be bought. And you've also encountered something strange in the vents, which you had maybe caught a rumor of during the holiday party. So, my friends, well done. You're still alive. The stress is mounting. We've had no failed panic checks, which is good, because when you fail panic check, it's real dicey. Thank you guys for playing. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. This is Mothership RPG. We're playing Dying Hard at Hardlight Station. I'll put some information in the chat here. Go check it out. It's published by Magnum Galaxy Games, written by D. Kenny. It's absolutely beautiful. It's based, as you probably guessed, loosely on the Christmas classic Die Hard. And I've been wanting to run this game for 3 years. And every Christmas, I'm like, oh yeah, I meant to run that. Oh yeah, I forgot to run that. This year, I was like, I'm going to do it. And these beautiful people right here were kind enough to join me. So thank you all for doing that. Let's go around the table and do some outros and plugs for things that you have going on. Let's go ahead and start with Dungeon Mr. Ty this time.
Hey, all right, Dungeon Mr. Ty on Blue Sky. You guys love an X out there, but you know, we're filtering over to Blue Sky for reasons. I am the creator of Adventure Sling Productions and New of Art in the Fortunes D4 system, along with a lot of other great people that have helped me along the way. Please find things over at adventuresling.com, where you can find the Adventure Sling podcast. We have a new episode coming out this week on Friday of great interview with another game creator of a game that you all know very well, but I won't spoil it. I also have the Chronicles of Nephis, which is 5 episodes into the dramatic actual play, solo play of New of Ardent that I'm running with voice actors and all that kind of fun stuff. On Friday, we have the finale of Mutant Year Zero at Folk and Myth, where I play Gordon, the highly impatient and cantankerous Rhode Island Red Rooster.
Nice.
And so that's pretty much what I have going on right now, and lots more to come in 2025. But see you out there.
Ty, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. I love playing games with you, as you know. I've told you many times I will always find an opportunity and a reason to get at the table with you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Let's jump over next to Kay. Kay, so glad that you're here and we're playing games again. This is great.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been too long, really.
I know.
I'm glad I was able to find a time to come by and for a good game, it seems like. So great table. I could just go on and on. So I'm Kay. I do Fat Cat Trivia, bi-weekly trivia on Twitch now, I guess. And
Nice.
also I'm doing Wednesday Folk and Myth games. Right now it's Starkey Stare with Bleak Season. And yeah, that's it. And I'll be back here next week on Guild Superior
Hell yeah.
Superior Adventures Guild. Yeah.
Yep. Next week
Anyway,
we'll
thanks for
find out
having
what
me.
happens to our group of adventurers here. Oh, you're in a sticky spot for sure. Glad you're here, Kay. Thank you so much. Let's jump over to Josh.
Howdy, howdy. Thanks for having me. It's been a blast. Yeah, you can find me. I'm one of the co-creators with Penborough, the other creator of House of Eidolons. You can find us at our website, eidolonsrpg.com, EIDOLONS. I'll put the link in chat here in a second.
It's in there right now.
Excuse me, but is it? Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
Wonderful. Yeah, check us out there. You get the core rule book on the Patreon, but we're playing with Guild Superior. We just met these folks, not but a year ago. Me and Dave started talking about Mothership, and then he told me he was doing this, and I got the invite. I was super, super thankful for it. Appreciate you guys. You're all for having me.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, check us all out and I look forward to more games.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to play some House of Eidolons in January. So we've got a bunch of new games coming in the new year, and that is one of them. So stick around, come back, hang out with us. If you are on socials, check out our socials, and just stay in touch because there's a lot going on here. We have a great little Discord community as well. If you're interested in maybe getting involved in some of the games, that's an opportunity as well. So really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Josh, for being here. And yeah, when we were talking, you're like, yeah, I really want to play some Mothership. And I was like, yeah, me too. Let's play Mothership. So here we are. It's been a while since we played Mothership, but
this guy here might be a part of getting me to GM my first game. So this is a big portion of that.
Hell yeah, dude, for sure. Yep. All of that. All right, let's jump over to Andy G3D.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in tonight. You can find me here for the next few Tuesdays playing Mothership. This was a great game, Dave. I had a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, or you can find me hanging out over on our Discord. So come check us out.
Yep, and we will be back with some Heroes of Greyhawk in the new year as well. We are taking the last 2 weeks of December off as we celebrate with our friends and families. But we will be back in January with some more Heroes of Greyhawk. Very excited for that. We'll a little bit of a new spin on things, but yeah, very excited to play some more in that world. Such a rich, beautiful, awesome world. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much. We are I'm going to raid into somebody. So let me find a raid target. Stick around. Oh, we'll raid into Magi RPG. Let's see, they're about done. We're going to raid into Vancouver by Night. Vancouver by Night looks like they're just getting started, and they could use some good old fashioned Guild Superior love. So when we get over there, let them know, shoot some emojis their way. And you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you. We'll see you next week, next Tuesday for more Mothership RPG. Later, y'all.